Welcome. Today in this video we're going to be taking a look at the 7 Seas. This is a 1 to 5 player worker placement set collection pirate themed game, where you take a role of an adventurer trying to collect the most glory points at the end of the final round. Now let's take a look at the components. The action board, this is double-sided. You have 3 blue spots for the basic game and 5 for the advanced game. Next to those blue spots are the actions that you can take. Sea tiles. On the front of the sea tile, it has the type and the distribution of sea cards in the sea deck. First player marker, exploration dice, combat dice, sea decks. On the back of the card, you have the sea symbol. On the front of the card, you have the sea deck, card type, depiction, and card activity. The basic are without the dots, and the advanced have a dot in the bottom right corner. In each of the player colors, you have a player board. On the player board, you have the gem compass, where you'll place your sea gems, a place for treasures, a place for fortunes, upgrade tracks for sailing and weaponry, the ship's hull, where you'll place your planks, the ship's hold, where you'll store your resources, and on the right side, you have the card tracks. These are for exploration, combat, and trade. A hideout, ship, action tokens. Each player has a captain and officer. Sea gems, 1 for each of the sea types, parrots, which are used in the advanced game, planks, fortunes, treasures, upgrade tokens. On one side you have the sail icon, and on the other side you have the cannon icon. Resource cubes, food is orange, wood is brown, fabric is white, metal is black, and rum is green. A game aid, and then you have rule books for the discovery mode, advanced mode, and solo mode. Now let's take a look at the setup. We're going to be setting this up for a 3-player discovery mode game, which takes 7 steps. Step 1, place the action board with the 3 blue action spots side up in the center of the play area. Step 2, place 5 fortunes on the golden spaces on the action board. Step 3, place sea tiles. Shuffle the sea tiles and place them randomly around the action board. Step 4, place the sea decks. Shuffle the basic sea deck cards of each type and place them next to their corresponding sea, making sure to leave a space between the deck and the tile for drawn cards. Step 5, get player components. Choose a color and get a player board using side A, hideout, a ship, action tokens, 7 sea gems of that color, and then get 1 fortunes, 7 planks, and 1 resource of each type. Step 6, place your sea gems on each of the seas matching the color. Step 7, create supply pools. You'll place resources, fortunes, upgrade tokens, treasures, dice, and the first player marker next to the play area. Now let's take a look at the gameplay. First, we will determine the start player by rolling a combat and exploration die, and the best combination will be the first player, and they will get the first player token. The combination order is listed in the rulebook. Then we will place hideouts. You will draw the top sea deck card for each sea. Then the last player in player order to the first player will place a hideout and their ship. Once all the players have placed their hideout and the ship on top of that, the last player in player order will get a fortune. And we are ready to start the first round. A game consists of 5 rounds. A round consists of 2 cycles of player turns going in clockwise order. A player's turn consists of 4 steps. Step 1, patch up your ship. If your ship was capsized, you would recover 3 planks and turn your ship right side up. Step 2, choose your main action. Place 1 of your action tokens in one of the 3 action spaces. The connected actions are what you are going to take on your turn. Step 3, perform the 2 connected actions to your space in any order. If you cannot perform one of them, you would perform a default action instead. And step 4, end your turn. If your ship is at your hideout, you will get 2 planks and either a food or a wood. The 4 possible actions. Sail. You have a sailing number equal to your sailing level, or the number of sails that you have on your player board. It costs 1 point to move your ship. When you move your ship to a sea without any cards, you must reveal a new card. If you move to one with an island or port, you may reveal a new card. It would then go on top. If it has an encounter card, then you must resolve the encounter immediately, or spend a fortune to ignore it. Another way to spend your sail points is you can explore the current sea. You would reveal a new card in the sea where your ship is located. If it is an encounter card, you must resolve it immediately. Land on an island. This is the island icon. you would explore if your ship is in that sea. These are the blue exploration cards. The first exploration die that you get to roll is free, and you can spend food to grant you additional die, up to 5. All the die is rolled at once, and your goal is the number of stars listed in the blue bar. You can always use rum to add a die, or fortune to place a die. 1 fortune for a star or cannonball, and 2 fortunes for 2 stars or combat. If you succeed in the exploration, combat, or trade, you would get the reward that is shown on the card, and if it is your first time in the sea, you would also collect your sea gem on that sea tile, placing it on your compass. If you fail, you would get a fortune to compensate you for your bad luck. Renovate your ship. This is the hammer icon. You can upgrade or repair your ship. To upgrade, you would pay the cost to place a sail or a cannon. To repair, you would gain a plank for free and pay a wood per plank up to a max of 7 planks. Dock at a port. This is where you will trade in a port. You must exchange the resources depicted and gain the reward depicted. You can also donate 2 resources of any type to replace each requested resource that you are missing. And you can always use rum to facilitate this exchange. If you have an encounter is carried out in 3 phases. Phase 1, the combat die roll. The pirate's role is indicated on the card, and if there are any question marks, the player to your left would roll that number of die, and that would be added to the pirate roll. Then you would get to roll your combat dice. You would gain a number of combat dice equal to your number of cannons, and then you can add die using rum or set die using fortunes. 1 fortune for a cannonball, 2 fortunes for a combat. Then you would roll all your dice at one time. Then we go to phase 2, the cannon phase. Lose as many planks as the number of cannonballs the pirate has depicted on their card. All lost planks are placed beside your player board. Then look at the number of cannonballs you rolled. If this number is greater than the number of planks on the pirate card, you win the fight. If you don't have any planks, then you lose the fight. If both still have planks, the fight would continue to the boarding phase. The boarding phase is phase 3. If you have more combat than the pirate, you win the fight. If you have less or equal to the same amount, you lose the fight. If you cannot take one of your actions, you would take a default action. You would get 1 food or 1 fortune from the general supply. If you lose all of the planks, then you have capsized. You would lay your ship on the side to symbolize that it capsized. You would lose half of your resources rounded down, and your turn would end immediately. Then player turns would continue until the end of the round. At the end of the round, we move to the maintenance phase. The maintenance phase is carried out in 5 steps. Step 1, discard the encounter cards that are remaining. Step 2, reveal a new sea card for any that are empty. Step 3, retrieve your action tokens. Step 4, the first player will get one of the fortunes left on the action board. And step 5, pass the first player clockwise. Then a new round would start, and then rounds would continue until the end of the final round. At the end of the final round, we go to the final scoring. The final scoring takes 8 steps. Step 1, score 1 point per sea gem and 1 bonus if you have all 7. Step 2, score your upgrades. You will get 1, 2, or 4 points for 3, 4, or 5 sails, and repeat that for weaponry. Step 3, get 1 point if your ship has 5 or 6 planks, and 2 points for 7. Step 4, get 1 point per treasure. Step 5, get 1 point for each 3 resources you have. Step 6, get 2 points if you have 4 or more exploration track cards. Step 7, get 2 points if you have 4 or more combat track cards. And step 8, get 2 points if you have 4 or more trade track cards. Then the player with the most glory is the best adventurer and wins the 7 seas.